gentlemen, welcome aboard this live launch with Hunky Dory TV. The crafting captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign and we are now cleared for takeoff. In preparation for launch, please ensure all of your troubles and worries are properly stowed. You won't be needing those today. Our flight time will be a craft-filled 60 minutes or more, and the Hunky Dory crew are now ready for departure. At this time, we ask you to sit back, relax, and enjoy our video presentation. Live launch takeoff in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have live launch liftoff.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday and welcome to a live launch here at Hunky Dory TV. It might be back to dreary weather outside, but here today on the screens, we are bringing sunshine, we are bringing flowers, and we are bringing all the nice, happy thoughts that we've had over the last couple of weeks. So stay tuned because we are here to brighten your day. How is everyone? Make sure you comment, let us know that you're watching on Facebook and on YouTube. We'll give you some shout outs. But today is a very special show. I absolutely love this. If you tuned into Hobby Maker, you'll have seen a sneak peek of me demoing these yesterday. But over in the demonstration today, it's Cat. And I am so excited to see Cat's demos because, as we know, her brain works in mysterious ways, and she is someone that I think everyone in the office takes so much inspiration from, as well as all of you at home. So it's going to be exciting to see her demos. And then over in the spaceship, which I like to call a production desk, is lovely Gemma. Good morning, Gemma.
Good morning.
Is this your first show producing all by yourself?
Actually, it was yesterday.
Oh, did you do yesterday? Well, congratulations. So it's going to be a super fun show. Before we get to it though, we've got some things to tell you. Let's have a look at this. What have we got to tell you? First of all, let's have a look. Don't forget, Little Books are still on a bog off offer. And I think that offer lasts until Sunday. So don't worry, I know payday for most people is tomorrow. Trust me, I'm waiting. But do not worry, that offer ends on Sunday, so you can still get those after payday. But let's have a look before we get into today's show at this week's Win It Weekly. Okay, I love Win It Weeklies. We do this every single week if you are new to Hunky Dory TV. Every week we give over £100 worth of products away, and this week is no different. We're giving 3 winners the chance to win these beautiful Secret Garden stamps. We have a beautiful selection here of really whimsical and sort of fairy tale themed stamp sets. They are absolutely stunning. The artwork is incredibly detailed. 3 people can be in with the chance of winning this, but the question you have to answer is the following. You need to like, share and comment on this video or any throughout the week. How many hearts does an octopus have? Is it A5, B3 or C2? So like, share and comment for your chance to win those stamp sets. Okay, let's get straight into it. Let's have a look at this little VT. Stunning are those cards. The team in the office and our external design team did the most wonderful job of creating cards with these, and I am not surprised because they're so easy to craft with. This is our Paintdrop Posies Ultimate Collection. In this collection you're going to receive all 3 A5 stamps and all 3 A5 masks, which are, well, they're 6x8, but they're designed to work perfectly with your stamp sets. They marry each other just effortlessly. They are super easy to use. You can get all of this today in this collection for £36, which means you're going to save £12 in buying everything individually. But don't worry, because if you're not interested in getting this full collection, we have really split this bundle as many ways as we possibly could. So there's lots of different varieties for how you can buy it, and I'm going to show you that in our first little bundle, which is our sweet clematis. Now you can buy these individually, so you can get your stamp, which I will show you. So this is your stamp collection. In here you're going to receive, in this one you actually receive the most stamps, so you get 19 stamps in total. You've got your outline stamp, which is included in all of them, and then you have these silhouette stamps. These are actually your colouring stamps, as we would say, because these stamps fit perfectly over here, so you can create a beautiful colour. Then you also get a variety of different sentiments included. Let's bring in the board just so I can show you that stamp, and you can see exactly what you're going to get really clearly. So the sentiments read: I miss you, you are beautiful, I'm thankful for you, wishing you a happy day, congratulations, and just because. Absolutely stunning. Then to go alongside that, we have your mask. Now these masks, like I said, are designed to work really nicely alongside your stamps, and I'll just get the board to show you that. We've got the stamp, the mask here laid out, and then you can see once you have masked this and coloured in over your mask, you get this beautiful background panel, which leaves the space for your stamp to fit perfectly. It's literally everything has been thought about here. So you can buy these each individually. You can get the stamp for £10, and you can get the mask for £16, so you can buy them individually if you like to. However, what we've done with each 3 stamp set is we've bundled it for you, because we know you're probably going to want to get them together. So you can get our Sweet Clematis collection for just £14. So if there's just one stamp set and one mask that you absolutely love, and you don't want to pay out for the whole collection, then you can individually pick your bundles, which I think is a really nice idea that we've done for you this time. So that is the first of our 3 bundles. Let's have a look at some card models using that before we go to Cat for our very first demonstration. This one has been made by Natalia and has those beautiful sunset vibes in the background. Cat made this one herself, and you know what, I absolutely love the black and white. I did one yesterday that was I just sort of picked one colour out to focus on, but it's just beautiful. It works so stunningly with this beautiful sort of sprinkle background mask you've got here, and I'm in love with the really thin sentiments.
Oh,
they're
yes.
so on trend, they're so beautiful. Kat, I cannot wait to see what you're going to do with this.
Can you not?
No, I'm so excited. Honestly, these stamps are so inspiring. They're so easy to use. So what are you going to do?
So I am going to start with that Sweet Clematis, and I'm going to keep this one pretty simple and use it in its simplest form, just to show you how they work.
Exactly.
And then I'm just going to add a little bit of zhuzh at the end. So, like Natalie said, your mask is 6 inches by 8 inches. So I'm going to cut myself a piece of white cardstock that size, and then I know what I'm working with. So I've got our white Ink Me cardstock. So 6 inches.
While Kat's starting off on that
8
demo.
inches.
Let's have a look to see who is joining us today over on Facebook. Good morning, Valerie, Annette, Elaine, Janice, Teresa, Victoria, Heather, Gemma, Pat, Sharon, Wendy, Pam, Karen, Michelle, Heather, Iris. I love the name Iris. Sue, Tracy's joining us. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning to absolutely everyone. Apologies if I have not read out your name, but let's go over to YouTube and see who's joining us today. Oh, good morning, David, Muriel, Leanne, Photo Girl, Christine, Dare to Dream, Panda Crafts, Kate. Good morning, Kim. hello to everyone on both YouTube and Facebook joining us today. Remember, if you've got any questions about the stamps or any questions for Kat, just get your questions in and I will definitely, as much as I possibly can, try and get the answer for you.
Okay, so what I've done is I've taken my piece of cardstock that we've pre-cut and I've taped that to my board for my first layer because I'm going to use my magnets, and I've got a couple of extra in to hold my mask in place shortly. So this will fit perfectly over the top. And I'm just going to pop a magnet on just to hold that in place. And the next step we're going to do to make sure that you get your stamp exactly where you want it to stamp after you've done your mask is we're going to place this on top.
Oh, this is a clever idea.
On top of our mask here, and then we can pick it up and put that to the side till we need it. The other thing I've also done, which I find handy, is I've marked which side up I want my mask to go. I've just used a little bit of masking tape. There's one of them in the set that you can only
use it one way.
It's obvious
and
which way it is, but the others, I have made the mistake of doing it the wrong way around.
I did it and actually took it to the designer and told her that it was wrong. So it is a really good point to make, actually. Make sure you test your mask and you test it with the stamp to make sure that the stamp is the right way around, your mask, sorry, is the right way around to fit your stamp, because otherwise, and I think it's just on the Peony, if you do it the opposite way around, it won't fit in the space properly. So just be careful to make sure that it is the right way around when you use your mask.
Yes, exactly. Once you've done it, just mark it with something and then you know for future reference. So I've taken that away. We know when I go back to stamp that on later, it's going to be exactly where I want to be. And I've just used my magnets. I've used the big space I've got in the middle where it masks out where we're going to put our stamp to hold that in. And now I'm going to go in with our Dusky Rose shimmer ink.
I love this colour.
So pretty, isn't it?
It works perfectly with these. All of the inks do, really. There's such a wide variety of pinks and purples and beautiful orange tones that you can use throughout your flowers to make each card really, really different. There's also a really nice variety of different greens, which I think is important because, you know, flowers aren't all the same colour.
No, they're not.
And leaves aren't all the same colour, so we can mix and match. The beauty of these inks as well is that they're also water-based, which means they blend effortlessly together. So if there's a shade of pink that isn't just quite right and you want it maybe to be a little bit of a deeper tone, then go in with a different colour. Add a little bit of red onto it, and it's going to change it up perfectly and blend beautifully because of that watercolour sort of property you have in these fantastic inks.
Yeah, and you're going to be able to create all those kind of like ombre backgrounds and stuff as well.
Yep.
So we just work our way around. And you can move your stamping press around so it's easier. You're not stretching over it to get what you want. And then when you're happy that you've got a nice coverage that you like, you can take your mask away. And you'll be left with this lovely little sprinkle effect over the top. And now we know when we go back in with our image, it's going to go exactly where that place was before. So I'm going to take some Black Verse 5. I just absolutely love these. I was lucky enough to get to test them for Stacey. And when I had to email her over and say that they were working and stuff, I was like, when are these launching? Please tell me it's soon. I can't wait to work on them properly.
Amazing. They really are so beautiful. And I think they're flowers, so perfect for all occasions and perfect for all year round as well. We could have chosen to do that sprinkly background in red. We could have chosen to pick darker colours. We could have used oranges for fall. You know, really nice, rich colours for winter. You can sort of transform these stamps into whatever season you want just by adding different colours to it. and they're tools. So as long as you look after these masks, as long as you don't lose any of these stamps, they're going to last you forever.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to clean that up now, and now we can start going in and building up with the colour stamps. So
Gemma says she's finally ordered her stamping press and she's so excited. Gemma, I'm not surprised. It will change your life in terms of stamping. It's incredible.
It really, really is. So you take your big block stamp, and you can see there's no detail. It's just a flat block of plastic, and you line that up with the image below. Just take your time, have a little wiggle, don't rush it. And when you're happy with the placement, and you can go back in with your lid, pick it up, and we'll ink it. Now I'm going to go again with the Dusky Rose to match the colour that we've got there, but I'm starting off, and the beauty of these are as well that you can layer up your colours to get more definition.
I love that.
So I am going to be using this shade as well for the roses at the back, but I want to keep them quite light. So I'm going to do this a couple of times just to build up the colour.
And this is the beauty as well. I mean, they work perfectly with your stamping press. For any of those people who are a little bit more scared about using acrylic blocks, then your stamping press is going to hold your hand the whole way through this process. However, you can use your acrylic blocks if you want to for this part of the stamping section where you're doing a number of different flowers at a lot of times, but it's completely up to you.
There we go. And now I will just put in one of the roses at the back so you can see what I mean about the different colours. So I've gone in twice with that one, and I'll just pick one of the roses, little rose buds out at the back. And I'm just going to do one layer of colour with this one. So you get that different tone, you get the darker and the lighter. So now let's go on to one of our other flowers. What have we got? It's also incredible as well, because on here you've got 3 different flower elements, but you've got repeats of each, and the stamps are so cleverly designed that they work in both ways.
Yeah,
and if they don't, when it comes to the leaves, you've got both sets of leaves.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? It's
So
been
so
well
clever.
thought out about.
So I'm going to pick up this one, and I think we'll go in with our lovely apricot sorbet.
Oh, one of my favourite colours. Have to give a big shout out to Jenny H over on YouTube. She's watching from a wet and muggy Sydney, Australia.
Ooh.
Don't worry, Jenny, it's wet and muggy here today too.
It really is, isn't it? And then I'm going to take a little bit of the flamingo pink, and I'm just going to put this on the bottom of the stamp, so you can still get those layered textures to your colour.
Rachel has commented to say, I've always dreaded stamping, but this looks so easy, I might have to invest. Rachel, honestly, stamping is something that I think a lot of people dread, but with this collection, it is all designed to be so helpful and easy to use. You most definitely won't have any problems stamping with it. And you know what? Even if your coloured images don't quite go perfectly onto your main stamped image, then it just gives it that really contemporary sort of watercolour wash style. So it's not something that is going to ruin your cards. It's just going to add that little bit more character. It is a great selection of stamps for the beginners in stamping or novice stampers. Honestly, everyone has absolutely loved this.
So again, I've just picked out one of the leaves. I've gone in with the lighter apple green, and then I'm just going over with the rainforest, and I'm just going to lightly tap that just so it picks up and you get some texture in your leaf as well.
I love that.
So I think you've all got the idea now. So I will do my best Blue Peter impression and bring in one I made earlier. And when you've all done and you've worked your way around through all the colours, you should end up with something that looks like this.
And I mean, this is just on a flat piece of ink for me, but there's so much dimension in that image,
Absolutely,
isn't it? It's incredible.
Absolutely. So we know this is cut to 8 by 6, so it'll fit perfectly on an 8 by 6 card, but I want to matte and layer it up, and I want to put some black behind it to really make that image pop. So I'm just going to trim this down, and I want a nice even border, so I'm just coming 1.5 notches on each side, and that will give me my usual 3 notch border the whole way around, not that way. Need to go back to 8. And then what I'm going to do to add a little bit of interest is I am going to cut away under the flower here. So we'll take that 2, 3. No, is that enough? No, I'm going to push it up a bit more. I'll take it to 3 1/4.
Leanne, I think we do have our magnets on order, so they are due to come in with them, but they do normally take quite a while to come because of where they are sort of coming from. So I'd say, I wouldn't want to say exactly, but I'd say we will definitely have them back in stock, but it could be a few months that we see those. But if you look after your magnets you receive with your stamping press, it shouldn't be a problem at all.
And what I did there was I just cut about a 1/2 inch section, I think it might have been a 3/4 inch section off the bottom. And it's just so I can get a little bit of extra definition in it. Don't know whether just to leave it as the black or I think I might chop into it again. No, I'm going to cut matte in layers. So, because the dimensions are a bit all over the place, I'm just going to mark, I'm going to put it on and eyeball where I want my matte and layers to come to. So this one should fit my bottom panel. Perfect. And then for my top, we'll do the same again. I'm hoping it should be right length across because they should be the same.
Oh,
so
wow.
I just need to mark.
You just need to do the other side.
Just need to do the top.
They are so fun to work with, these stamps. Whether you're sort of wanting to do some more funkier cards, whether you're wanting to do really classic stamped images, whether you don't want to use the silhouette stamps to colour them in and you want to get in with your alcohol markers, your watercolour pencils, it is completely down to you. I mean, the flower arrangements in here, those bouquets that we've been provided with by from Stacey, are absolutely stunning. The ease of how they colour in with your inks using those stamps is just magnificent. I myself love colouring in with our craft markers, especially flowers. However, I can be colouring for a good 3 hours, 3 hours a stamp that looks just like this. So it's just so nice that I can get it done in at least 5 to 10 minutes by using all these little silhouette stamps we've been provided with.
You've got such a great range of sentiments on here as well. In some ways, they're worth getting just for the sentiments.
The sentiments are so nice. I love the way they've just been designed. They're so super stylish and thin. And if you've already shopped on the website, you've already had a look at other things you can buy in this collection. We have the most incredible sentiment selection that we're going to bring you. So stay tuned because we're going to show you that a little bit later on in the show.
So I'm going to pop this one back into my stamping press. And we'll just hold it at the top.
So there's we've got a question about Caroline has asked how many stamps are there. In this set that we're focusing on right now, which is the Sweet Clematis, there is a total of 19 stamps. If you're looking at getting the Geranium bouquet, there's 13 stamps in total across that one. And then on our Peony Wishes one, we have 11 stamps in total. So if you're going to get the whole collection, and if my maths is correct, it's going to be
dun, dun, dun.
33 stamps. I definitely think that's wrong though.
Sounds like you should be.
That's, oh no, 30, that's 32, not 22.
32.
32, you're going to get 43 stamps in total across the, if you're going to get that main collection, 43 stamps included in all 3 stamp sets.
That is very cute. So I've got an 8" by 8" card, and I'm going to cut this down to a 8" by 6" temp fold. And that should go on the bottom. That should go on the top. So we'll get them on. And then I'm hoping I've got a little bit of black ribbon in this box at the side of me.
I love the little sort of like, see the little peepee section you've created there.
That's it, don't be afraid to chop into them and do different things with them.
It's going to change the way they look completely.
It is, absolutely. It means you can do different sizes. I think I can see a little bit of black poking through. Although once I open this box, I fear I might never ever get any back in again.
That's very true.
So let's wrap this around the centre. Hope it's just long enough to do a little knot at this side. It's like it was pre-cut just for me. Just do a little tie.
I love that.
Just to add that extra little bit of element.
So cute. These stamps are gorgeous.
And I think I would normally put a few black gems in the corner, but I've not got them.
And
that's
love
just
it.
taking it basically how it should be done, but just chopping into it a little bit.
That is amazing. That is our first of 3 little mini bundles we have for you available today. Our Sweet Clematis collection. It's £14 in total. If you just want the stamp set, you can grab that for £10, and the mask individually is £6, but obviously we've brought that price down to you. You can save £2 by buying them together, or if you are in love with all 3 of them already, then you can get this fantastic bundle for £36, and that's going to save you £12 in total, which is just under the price of 1. So next up, let's have a look at our Geranium bouquet collection. So let me get my board ready. So this is your stamp. That's what you're going to receive at home, that beautiful A5 stamp. This one has some really nice touching sentiments for those difficult occasions. We've got with sympathy at this difficult time, with love, we've got just to say, and then we've got hello, and at the bottom there we've got thank you very much. So this is when you've stamped them all out, how your stamps will look. You can get a real clear picture there of the beauty of that bouquet. It's absolutely stunning. I love the fact that it sort of stands alongside your card, and then we have the beautiful mask that goes alongside it. So this one, you have those horizontal sort of really nice textured lines across there, which your bouquet then fits beautifully on top of. absolutely love this collection together. So if you just want this mask, then you can get them for £6. Maybe if you're someone who runs craft clubs, you know that you can share the stamps, but maybe you want an extra mask, then that's a reason to buy those extra ones. But they are absolutely stunning. I'd be getting them in the bundle. I'd be getting the ultimate bundle. I might even get a couple, share them with my mum because I know she'd love them as well. Paintdrop Posies Ultimate Collection, absolutely stunning. So that is the second set in here. And have I got card models? I have. So here's your mask. Forgot to show you that earlier on. And then your cards are absolutely beautiful. I love what Natalia has done here to create that really nice muted background. I think this one as well is stunning. This little stepper using a little sneak peek of what's coming up with those sentiments. I actually really like the thought of doing things differently as well with these stamps, and Jessica has done just that. She's used this as a background stamp to create a really beautiful large 8x8. This is one that Cat made using this stamp, and look at this. It's absolutely stunning. The colours are divine. It's just beautiful. Or maybe you just want to have a little bit of the stamp showing and use the mask in a completely different way, like Kelly's done, because she's vertically put this onto her cardstock and then she's cut it down in a completely different way to give you another different look on this collection. And again, Natalia, this one is beautiful. She stamped it as normal, but then cut out some of those flowers to give you even more dimension to the card. Just a beautiful, beautiful card there. Okay, Kat, let's see your second demo.
Shall we go with this one?
I'm so excited.
Right, I'm keeping the colours really simple with this. I'm just going to blues and yellows, and I'm going a little bit funky, but
we like
simple
funky
at the same time.
We like
so I'm not
funky.
actually going to colour in the flowers.
Okay.
So I'm just going to, first of all, I'm going to start to ink in my background like we did before. So I think I'm going to go for a mixture of yellows and blues. And I'm going to try and create like an ombre effect across. But I'm not going to be using the whole of this when it's cut out. I'm going to be using a little bit more on this side, I think, than the other. So I'm going to start with my yellows.
We see that
over here.
Panda Craft's talking about glue. She normally uses an all-purpose glue, but she's recently bought our glue sticks. I don't think you're going to be disappointed with those glue sticks.
No,
they
not at all.
Really great. Matting and layering you're going to be absolutely fine with. Obviously, if you're using Miri, always use your strong adhesives like your double-sided tapes for that. But anything, especially stamping, they're going to work perfectly with because you don't need as much sort of glue to stick your sort of drier papers together. You don't.
No. So I'm just going to come round. I've done a band of yellow down this side here, and I'm just going to put a little bit round the edge of my, where it's masking off where the stamp's going to be. Because I'm going to be cutting away around that in a bit, but I just want a little bit coming through. And then we're going to switch over to a blue.
Oh, this is going to be fun. I love a good ombre background.
And we'll go with the Blue Lagoon. And just start working them into each other. And just be careful that you just help your mask and hold it in place, because it will just want to move a little bit. So we're just going to give it some gentle encouragement to stay where we want it to stay.
This is looking very funky.
This one's lovely and bright and fresh. We're not coming too far up because we are going to be cutting away this top piece. So I just want to give a hint right there. Okay, So you can spend more time and build those colours up a wee bit more than I am here, but it's just so you get the idea. So we'll pop this off now. And you saw me do it before, I've already lined my stamp up, and we're going to go in. And like I said, I'm not going to be colouring this in, but I'm going to go in and do it in the funky blue, just to pick out that.
I like that. And you can do that with all of our ink pads. If you're wanting to create a completely different look, then you can stamp your main image in lots of different colours. Also, because you have the silhouette stamps to colour them in, you could colour this in sort of a really pale grey colour, and then it would, when you stamp your colours over the top, it would look like you've just sort of freehand painted this image. That's also a really cool way of putting these cards together and giving it a different look.
That would be
you
really
won't be able
cool,
to see
wasn't
the
it?
outline as much then.
You just end up with this
it's
really
so
pop,
funky.
vibrant thing. Do you know what? I've changed my mind. I'm going to go in and I'm just going to do one big yellow flower in the middle, just to really make it
I
pop.
think that's going to look really nice.
Just looking at it. So again, you just take this. We'll just do one big yellow flower. Give that a nice coverage, but like I said, if you're not happy with the density of the colour, you just go back,
Just go in, add
keep
another
going
one.
over till it's as bright and as zesty as you want it to be. But I think for this, that is absolutely perfect.
I think the spotlight colouring is really something that's quite, again, it's another thing that's on trend in
It is very much so.
floral sort of stamp cards at the moment, is just picking out a tiny little bit of your image and then adding colour to it.
Absolutely. So I want this in the end to fit on an 8x4 card. So my idea is I want to cut away this section here, so it's going to overhang at one edge. So let me just put myself some guide cut lines in. So you just move this up to the board to where you're happy you want your straight edge to be, how much you want.
Has asked, are the masks the same as stencils? They are. They're exactly the same as stencils. They're made from a really thick, strong plastic, which you can you can manoeuvre it really quite easily, but it's not going to allow the ink to go where you don't want it to go. So they are the same as stencils, but here at Hunky Dory we just call them masks.
Yeah, absolutely. And they will, I mean, I've used minimum effort in sticking them down today because we know you want to see more of the fun stuff than us putting on layers and layers of masking tape. So when you're at home, just put on as much as you want to keep it really steady and in place. So I'm just cutting around that outer edge of the flower.
We use our low-tack tape, Sue. So our low-tack tape, you can buy it in a single pack, but we also do it in a stack where you get lots of different thicknesses of our low-tack tape. But again, it's another essential, I would think, that's really useful for any stampers, not just for sticking things down to make sure that your stamps don't move, but also for creating backgrounds with, because you can layer them up. You can create beautiful square apertures where you just sort of like add your colour to the centre. So another really good essential if you're new to stamping, to add to your stash, because it will come in super handy.
So all I've done now is I've cut it down. So I lined this line up so I could get my width. So I use this as my guideline to get my 3, or I think I've gone 1/4 of an inch under the 4. So I know it's going to sit lovely on my card blank if I can find it.
Look at that.
So that
It's
is just
so
going to
pretty,
sit
isn't
on
it?
there.
Absolutely gorgeous.
It's just a little bit more abstract, a little bit more
all of
funky.
these look fantastic, and they all look amazing on smaller cards. So you can make 5x5s with these. You could even make 4x4s if you were going to cut into your stamp. They work beautifully on this size that Kat's done, a really nice DL shape. So any size that you are wanting to go to, whether it's as big as an 8x8 and you're really wanting to fill that whole space, or you're just wanting to do tiny, smaller cards with this, these collections are going to work for that. Don't think you just have to make 6x8s because that's the size of the mask. You can be really, really creative, and I think a lot of the examples that we've already shown you from what the design team's done and what Kat's already done as well really show that off.
Yeah. Now,
She's giving you a sneak peek.
I am giving you a sneak peek. Where have I thrown it? Throw my die. Also, with this collection, we are bringing you one of the best things I've ever seen. Makes me quite emotional. We've got this lovely, and I'm not sure if you can see it on mine because it's a little bit dirty, but it's this lovely big block plastic stamp. Let me give it a clean up. That has got every
sentiment you can think
yeah,
of.
every one you will ever need under the sun. My muck's on the back.
Good morning, Simone. Thank you for joining us.
It comes in one big piece, which you can use for creating really, really funky backgrounds. But the best thing about it is it's got a coordinating die that once you've stamped it, you place it over the top, put it through, and it cuts it all out perfectly for you. So,
one thing I would say about this stamp, and it's not an issue at all, is layer up your colour as much as possible.
Yeah.
Because that is where you're going to get the most sort of like clear text when you stamp it out. Because as you're going to see when Kat puts this on, the whole of the section of this stamp colours in. All that you are left with is the small text that is inside sort of the stamp. It's kind of a secret hidden text. So it all looks blue first of all, but then when you stamp it, it's going to bring out all of those sentiments. And I know so many of our stampers are absolutely going to love this set. It is incredible.
and it's a perfect one because you're going to think at first, you're going to put your thing on, but I can go over. You're thinking, oh, I'm cutting out so many more than I actually need there, but pop them in a box.
Oh, and come back to them.
And then, like, next time you do a project and you're like, oh, I need a sentiment, and you'll already have it.
I've got, I cut them from black, I cut them from gold, and I cut them from silver to use in my demos yesterday, and I've got loads left over. But I know now I've got a whole bag that I can rummage through when I'm crafting, using my stamps, using my essential stamps, using my paper craft collections as well, and I can just add them to it. But yeah, don't be afraid to add as much colour as possible to this, because it is just going to give you the clearest image. I mean, when you're stamping a whole image like the big flowers, there's chances that you'll miss sections. You just will. It's just the size of the stamped area that you're trying to colour in, and it's exactly the same with this. I mean, look at the size of this stamp. So do not worry that you're just going to have to cover this a few times to make sure it all looks incredible.
But I'm pretty sure now, after I've gone in with this one, the words that I want to use for this card will be covered. So I will go in and start cutting. But I'm happy with that because I quite like that mockly background as well.
Yeah,
but imagine, again, on here, you can go in with your inks and do the different colours and build up a background and stuff as well. There's lots of different ways you can do it. So I'm going to take this, place it over the top.
And it fits perfectly, doesn't it?
It fits absolutely perfectly. I'm going to use my tape to stick it into place. Bring in the die cut machine.
Rachel, you can buy the stamping press on its own, and it does already come with 2 magnets, so don't worry. If the stamping press with extra magnets is sold out, then I think the stamping press on its own should still be in stock, but we can double check that for you. And then do not worry about Prism ink pads. I've got a little secret for you. We have a well-known superhero coming into Hunky Dory TV tomorrow with some super deals, and they might just include some Prism ink pads. So hold your horses on that one. Hold your horses on everything.
Are you allowed to give secrets away like that?
Probably not, but the Superman himself gives secrets away, so we shall see.
So as you can see, I've just left it on here so they're a bit easier for me to pick out. So what should we go for?
We have to say a big happy birthday to Jackie as well. She's watching. Go enjoy yourself, Jackie. Come back, watch us later. We'll still be here, just not in real time. Go have a lovely birthday.
So we've got heartfelt wishes to someone special.
I love this.
There we go.
It's like playing Scrabble but with words.
It is. It's
You
fabulous.
just have to pick them out. Create your own little sentence.
So I'm just going to take our thicker, longer straight foam pads and we'll just add some of these to the back.
Diane, unfortunately, Super Saver Man isn't bringing the alcohol markers this time. However, in the near future, you do know that we like to listen to what you want, so quite possibly next month, who knows?
Ooh. So just layer these up.
They're so cool. Absolutely love this stamp set. If this stamp set is still in stock, I will be very surprised, because I think all of you stampers are going to love this. You're going to realise how essential it's going to be to your crafting, to be able to create whatever you need to for whatever occasion, and it's in this really nice stylised, super slim effect.
Oh, it's so much fun. But don't buy them all, because we want to be able to...
Have some too.
Yeah, exactly. We want to be able to carry on using them for our demos. And there we go. So you're using all the same... Oh, have I done it upside down? I have. I've done an upside down card.
It's all right.
You just have to imagine.
Hold it up.
Imagine. So we're using exactly the same techniques, but you get a completely different looking card.
It's really, really nice, isn't it? Okay, shall we take a look at that final stamp set for you in closer detail? It's our Peony Wishes, and it's my favourite of the three. It's so stunning. I love how it sort of cascades down the corner of your cards. So this is the stamp set you're going to receive at home, and then this is your mask. I do have to say that all of our masks have full photograph instructions on how you use them, and also going up on our YouTube and our Facebook page today is an amazing video tutorial that Kat has done to show you just how to use them. So your stamp set in more detail is this beautiful, look at those flowers, absolutely gorgeous stamp set. Your sentiments read, birthday wishes, sending hugs, and then you have and kisses, I'm here for you, and to someone special. I also haven't noted that each one has these really cool like splats on them, which gives you that paint drop look. So you have all of them included. Then your amazing stamp set fits beautifully inside this gorgeous Dalmatian print, which is just everyone's favourite in the office, isn't it? I think all of us in the creative team have something with this print on, whether it's a dress, my lunchbox. It's just a favourite of ours. So we're so happy that it is on this mask. So again, as always, your stamp set is £10. Your mask individually is £6. But for this small bundle that we have done for you, it's £14. So you are going to save £2 on that. But if you, like all of us, absolutely love every single collection we've brought to you today, then you can get our full collection where you get the 3 stamps with a total of 43 stamps included, and the 3 masks, which are 6 by 8, which fit perfectly in your cards. So that is our collection as far as those stamps go. But that amazing stamp that we showed you that I know everyone is going to love is here. This is are all occasion sentiment strips. So you can see here, I've inked this out in black so you can see how it looks when you've just stamped your stamp. Then you have that die that Kat showed you how it works just in that last demonstration. And then look at all these sentiments we've got for you. And you can make so many cards with this. I love the fact that you've got all the little I ands of today, me. We've got you, we've got your, we've got all, we've got couple. So you can see how, we've got both as well. You can see how all of those little words are going to be able to work to make really nice sentiments, and how they cut in this really nice sort of thin rectangle shape. It's a great set. We are selling it together as a bundle for you because of course they work so well together. It's £17.99 for our all occasion sentiment strip collection, which I know people are going to love. So your stamp set and your die will come to you at home like this, so you can get all of your crafting done with these, and it's just so easy to use. It really, really is, and I really know that we're going to be having to reorder this because people are going to go crazy for it. So that is everything we have to show you. I've got some beautiful cards made with this collection. I adore this one. Kim has made this. I love the fact that you've used craft card for this. I love the fact that you've gone full rainbow on the background, and then how beautiful does this stamp look in white,
Stunning.
and then using your watercolor pencils to highlight those flowers. It's gorgeous. Another one in craft card is this beauty that our lovely Cat made. It's gorgeous in those orange tones again. We have another crazy background here. So this one's been heat embossed, a beautiful heat embossed background here, but then added colour onto it. So remember, you can do that. Remember, you can put your masks onto our duotone paper pads as well. So if you want 2 tones of colour, you could have like a pink background and then a hot pink pattern all over that you can create. This one's beautiful as well. Another example of how you can cut into your stamps, create a really nice decoupage effect. And then if you want to go super classy, super classy, you can go with the black and gold like I've done on this one here. Absolutely love this collection. Let us know in the comments how you feel about this collection. And Kat, can we get a last demonstration?
You certainly can.
What are we going to
Just
do?
for you. This time I'm going to do a 7x7 card, so I'm going to show you how you can extend your mask to make it a bit bigger.
Oh, that's a good idea, isn't it?
So I have cut a piece of 7x7 card and I've put this down on my stamping press. So I'm going to go in with my mask, and as you can see, because it's going to be longer, so we don't need to worry about this, but you can just decide where you want to place it. So make sure that your flower element is sat within your card. But we're not going to be stamping directly over this. We are going to cut it out and put it on, but you still want to make sure that it's in the right place. Now what we need to do is mask off this section to make sure when we're initially going over,
oh yeah, you don't get anything
that we don't get any on.
Lots of people were loving that last card you made. Lots of people in love with these stamps. So many people have already got them in their baskets. Karen, I've ordered all the stamps and the mask plus the new stamp and die set. I cannot wait for them to arrive. You'll have to send us all your pictures of the cards that you make with them. We love to see what you're crafting. We love to be inspired by everyone else as well. Diane, I haven't stamped very often. Can I stamp onto Miri card? You can stamp onto Miri card. You have to use stays on to do that. Because obviously Miri card has that super shiny background, so watercolour inks will not work on there. So these inks that Kat's using, you're not going to be able to use on your Miri card. However, you can stamp with stays on, which is a super permanent ink pad. Smells like cherry bakewells. It's quite fantastic. And then you can colour with your alcohol markers, your pens, because they're again permanent. So if you want to stamp onto Miri card, you can do that. Just make sure you're using the correct tools to do that.
You can also use a Versamark and heat emboss it as well.
Yes, Versamark and heat embossing. Forget about that all the time, but you can do that and it won't smudge it. Let's have a look who's commenting over on YouTube. Oh, Leanne has bought the stamped stencils and the die. Don't tell my hubby. Don't worry, it won't be.
We could get so many people in trouble, couldn't we?
We should have a partners not allowed, shouldn't we? Sorry, you're not allowed.
So as you can see, I've just picked the classic black because I think it works so well with this pattern. And I'm just going all over to get a nice even coverage. All the way. Now, this is one of those cards where I think it is very important to try and keep yourself as clean as possible.
Yes.
Because I've been touching all over this mask now where I've been putting that black ink, before I do anything else, I'm going to take a baby wipe and clean my hands. Because I don't want to, well, I probably will end up doing, but I want to minimise my chance as much as possible as putting black smudges over what I've tried to keep a clean area. So I'm going to take my magnets off, and then I'm also going to lightly clean over the top of my mask. You can go in with a baby wipe, but you can dry it off with a bit of blue roll or paper towel. And then I'm gently...
This is going to be full on 101 Dalmatians, isn't it?
Going to peel this away. Okay, so we're going to take this off here now. And if you can, you might as well try and reuse this little bit of tape you've got on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over. Trying to think which is the best way to do it. I think I'll do it this way round. Yeah. Maybe to this side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna tape over that other section.
Yes. Well, not sure yet because I want to see. I want to line my thing up. I am going to put something over it so it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. I'm going to put a little panel. But you can just...
Oh, I see, you're doing it that way.
Yeah. So you can just have a play around and line these up to where you're happy with them. So you've not got... If you've got any overlapping, because sometimes you could end up with something like that. You see this one here?
Yeah.
So you could happily go over that
and
you think it,
just make it bigger.
So you just like thinking.
And because it's not like a perfect circle anyway, it wouldn't necessarily matter.
But I think that's quite a good...
I think that's good. You've got
good
good
placement.
spacing.
Yeah. I did say I was keeping a bit of tape, but I think I reused it. But you just play around, see where you're happy with. But like I said, I am going to use another little panel just to add some more interest that we are going to heat emboss.
Ooh.
But this is just showing you how you can do it if you just want to keep it as one solid panel. So we're going to go in again.
Gwen's joining us this morning. She says, "Good morning, I love what you are doing." Well, thank you very much, Gwen.
Thank you.
Hope to see you again soon. And Sue says, "Do you reuse the tape?" As much as possible.
Yeah.
We will reuse our tape. So you'll often find either on the side of die cutting machines or on the side of our desks.
It's everywhere, isn't it?
We have loads and loads and loads of just like little offcuts of tape. Sometimes on the bottom of my computer screen, I'll have them that we just reuse it with. So as much as possible. And I think in most of the demos you've done today, you've used the same tape.
Yeah.
So we do try and reuse it as much as possible. Obviously, sometimes you have to be a little bit careful, especially when you're inking, because you can get your ink onto the tape, and then when you replace it on something, mainly just if you're going to die cut it, then you will have sort of the ink will be stuck onto the tape, so it'll sort of leave a mark and it can ruin your cards in that way. So you've got to be a little bit careful here and there, but we do often try as much as possible to reuse it.
Absolutely. So you can see the effect that we've created now. We've just extended that mask over a 7x7 area. But to add a little bit more interest, what I'm going to do is, have I got a little bit of black inky card? That's for my Matt and Leia. Oh no!
Do we need some more?
I
Is there
only
any in
need
the
a
pot?
tiny, tiny, tiny little sliver. Oh, hang on, I've got some. It's hiding. So I'm just going to cut.
Photo girl over on YouTube says she's very tempted to buy this. You should do it. You will not be disappointed.
You certainly will not. So I'm cutting myself a 1 inch.
This is the tiniest slither I've ever seen.
It is. It's just to create a band on my card. So back on to here. And I'm going to place it roughly in the middle. Find where I've put some tape. I've cut this to size when I shouldn't have. I should have cut a little bit extra, but you'll get the effect.
I think it'll be okay because you've got that little bit of edging on your mask anyway, haven't you? It doesn't go straight to the edge.
So I'm going to bring my mask back in and place this over again where I'm happy with it. Pop it down, and this time I'm going to go in with the Versamark.
So Versamark is a little bit different from Versafine. It's the sticky ink that you can use for adhesive embossing. You can also use our coloured inks and Versafine, because remember they are water-based, so they take a little bit longer to dry out, so they'll stay a little bit sticky. But for the most professional finishes with your heat embossing, I would always recommend that you use a Versafine.
Absolutely. And what I was meant to do with this was use my anti-static bag on it first, but I forgot. So we'll just hope for the best. So I've just put a little piece of paper down to catch all my sprinklings, and I'm just going over with a fine white embossing powder, and we'll just cover that.
I've just had to sneak into the office, Cat, because
Can I interrupt you before you get fully back? I dropped my sentiment die down the front.
okay,
Can you go and find it for me, please?
I remembered that I had been
Pinch the
been the stealer of
stealing tools.
the tool stealer of the week, and I borrowed the embossing to.
It's a little over one of you found it. Thank you very much. So we've covered that in our powder, and like I said, I should have used my anti-static bag. I did bring it and I put it on the side ready to remind myself, and still forgot. So you just sprinkle that off, and I have just got a little bit of excess where my low tack tape has been, so I'm just going to brush that off carefully with my fingers. And we'll just go over with the heat gun once I can get it plugged in. Do you think we'll be able to talk Stacey into doing more of these?
I think we can, definitely. I don't see why not.
Should we petition her?
We should just bombard her with emails.
So just take our heat gun all over. Use my pencil to hold it down. And it starts turning,
gonna look so
you
fun.
get the effect. And I'm just going to, again, switch it out with one that I made earlier that's a little bit cleaner, but it's exactly the same.
Claudia has asked, how do you clean your masks after inking? Just like Karen said, pop them into some soapy water. It'll clean them right off. We use baby wipes often in the office just because we have them to hand and to ease. I'm trying to think of other ways in which you could clean them. If you've not used too much ink, you can often just use like your blue roll to just take it off, but most of the time I think the best option, if you have a sink to hand, just pop it into some soapy water. It'll clean off straight away.
Absolutely. So I'm just taking 2 notches off each side here.
Oh, Stacey's open to more things. She's commented to say, email open. I loved working on these.
I think Christmas ones would be good.
Did you hear that, Stacey? Did you hear that? Christmas Paintdrop Posies, please. Oh, think of that. Poinsettia, Christmas roses, snowflake backgrounds. Stacey,
fabulous.
I hope you are writing this down while you're watching. Me and Kat, I mean, we don't even need to have a meeting to discuss this. We're discussing it right now. We've given you all of the...
It doesn't just have to be florals. You could do like baubles and candy canes. And...
There we go. Stacey, get this written down. I know we're working on Christmas already. Big proposal. We'll get some artwork ready. Anne-Marie will not be able to say no.
A big central wreath and then your background. Oh.
Everyone's commenting Christmas ones would be fabulous.
They would, wouldn't they? So I'm going to pop that down there and then straight onto our card blank. And then I promise we will go on to our flower.
I love the Dalmatian print like this. It really is screaming 101 Dalmatians.
It really is.
It's amazing,
and I think
especially because you've contrasted it with the black on.
Yeah, the opposite. It really does make it pop. But I'm going to leave that to the end to pop on because I think it really does make it come to life. So we'll get that on there and that can be drying while we move on to our stamp. So you just take another little bit of Ink Me cardstock.
Everyone over on YouTube as well is loving the idea of Christmas ones. Everyone has been loving the show as well, and I'm not surprised when you've got a product that is this fun to work with. It's easy to put together an amazing show for you guys because we love it just as much as you love it. So
absolutely,
we've had so much fun, both myself and Kat demoing over the last 2 days with this collection. It's been really, really fun to watch.
So with this one, you can plonk it down wherever you want it to go because we're going to be cutting it out to give that definition. Stand out from the card. So I'm going back in with the black VersaFine to get that really crisp image.
Kat, does that VersaFine say Nat on the back?
It does. You gave it to me at one point.
Do you know
I swear.
What? This is me and Kat sit next to each other and we're always stealing each other's stuff. If Kat was here on days that she works from home, she'd be like, where is this, where is this, where is that? So I know that on a Wednesday and a Friday when Kat's coming in, the day before I have to put everything back that I've borrowed.
I think you gave me this one when I was sat over the other side. It was before we were neighbours, yeah.
Don't worry, I have another one.
I think that's
why I gave it you, because I have to.
And it was only because mine had gone missing, so. So we do that. And then I'm going to jump ahead again. And this time, somewhere, I have brought in my pencils. So instead of using the stamps to colour this time, we've gone in with our pencils.
And you can
because
do
they're
this.
so, so beautiful.
You know, these stamps are designed for those beginner stampers, the most novice stampers. Everyone is going to absolutely love these. And if you are someone who really loves colouring, I know a lot of people don't.
Half my pencils are missing.
Don't. Do you know what? I've also got half your pencils. Uno memento. I know where they are. Just give me a little second.
Right. So let's see if I can find some so we could just carry on this flower. Let's go with my greens. So I'm starting with quite a vibrant bright green just to finish this leaf off. And as you know, I love layering up my colours, and you can do that so well with your watercolours pencils. So I've gone with that really, really vibrant, and then I'm going over with the, no, I think it might be one.
The stealer of pencils has returned.
There we go. And then we're going to go over with the pickle.
I was too sleepy this morning to remember that I needed to put everything back.
So we just finished that leaf off. there. With this big yellow flower, I've just got my darker orange to put in to add a little bit more depth to the base of these flowers. So we'll go in and do that.
Jackie said the demos today have been brilliant, but this one by far is the best.
Oh, thank you. Oh, it's not finished yet. I could easily ruin it. And you can just see by adding that extra layer of colour
Gorgeous.
how it's coming to life. And then we've just got this little one peeking out here. So I'm going to go quite lightly with this shade to start off with.
I love how, whether you want to use your watercolour pencils with water and sort of give that really loose effect, or whether you just want to colour them and layer your colours onto each other, they work beautifully.
They do.
And not just on our Ink Me cardstock, on our watercolour cardstock, on our black cardstock, on our craft cardstock. You can create that amazing mix of tones and colours like Cat's done with this image. And they are just absolutely fantastic. And you know what? They're not even unreasonably priced. For those people who are new to stamping, and maybe the ink pads are a little bit out of your budget, or the brush markers or the alcohol markers, and start off with these pencils because you won't be disappointed.
Yeah, they have so many uses. So I'm just going in and darkening up that pink now.
Good
just
morning,
to add
Anastasia.
that definition.
She's joined us over on YouTube.
So let's layer this up and get it finished off. We've still got the sentiment to do. So as you can see, we know exactly where we're placing this on the card. So we'll just add a few foam pads to the back. I do apologise. I feel like I'm taking ages today with the demos, but...
Oh no. I mean, I think with demos like this, you want to be able to see exactly how you get from start to finish, because it's not as easy as a paper craft kit where you've already cut a piece of cardstock down to a certain size. It's a whole other journey, isn't it?
Absolutely. So we
This is
pop
beautiful.
her on there, and then we'll take our black strip that we created. Little bit of construction glue on the back, and we're just going to slide it in.
Oh my god,
underneath.
That is just incredible.
It just really makes a pop, doesn't it?
I love that.
So like I said, with this card, you don't have to be accurate lining those two edges up, but I wanted to show you how to do it in case you don't want to put a border or anything on. So I'm going to take my sentiment.
This is a beautiful sentiment, isn't it?
It is.
The text is gorgeous.
I'm just going to cut off a little bit of scrap from what I did earlier. I've no thingy either. We need to get a new acrylic block in here. Oh, is that one hiding there? No, that's thingy. Do you know what? I'm going to put one in there.
Can you use the back of your...
Yeah,
I've
I'm
not
gonna
got one.
cheat.
All my acrylic blocks were in a big thing yesterday.
I'm going to cheat and do what I usually do at home, and is use the back of my
Your ink pad.
my ink pad.
It's a good little trick, you know, if it goes missing, if you can't find it.
Especially with something this, where you're just plonking it onto an open bit of paper and you're going to cut round it anyway. It's not so great if you've got to be precise with it, but I don't, so. And you still get that effect. And just make sure I clean my fingers, because again, there was a little bit of ink in the lid. Wow, I'm making a mess today. You're getting it right into.
Such a mess. I got embossing powder everywhere. Those, towards the end of the day, I was cleaning up all of my little die cuts that I put out, and I sort of like tried to brush it into a little pot, and it went everywhere. So whoever cleans the Hobby Maker studio, I thoroughly apologise, because there was glitter everywhere. Oh, it was a mess. It was a mess.
So I've just popped one of our oval nesting dies over the top, just so I get a nice round shape.
Thanks to everyone who's joined us today, and thank you for all of your amazing questions. It's been great to interact with you all. If there's Any other questions that you have, or when you get these stamps home, you can always email the team. You can email Hunky Dory Crafts directly on Facebook, and the customer service girls will contact you back, or you can contact any of us girls on our Facebook pages, and we'll happily help you with any queries you might have.
And I'm just going to take my pink pencil just to do a fine little border around the edge here, just to make it pop.
You just add the tiniest bits to your cards, but it makes them the best.
There we go, and it just brings it to life. It ties it in with the images that we've coloured in. A couple of foam pads on the back. Pop this down.
I love this.
At the bottom.
It's gorgeous.
And there we go.
Absolutely beautiful. I love the colours you've chosen to use as well. They're absolutely stunning. I have loved watching you create these cards today, Kat.
Thank you.
They've been so beautiful. Each of them have been completely different. I hope you've been as inspired as I have this morning. But that's it from us today. We hope you love this collection. Go get it in your baskets. Go shop. It's hunkydorycrafts.co.uk. They are absolutely stunning, and I can promise you, I don't think they'll be around for long, because if you love them as much as we do, and I think you do by the comments, they won't be here for long at all. Tomorrow afternoon we have a brand new launch on Hobby Maker TV. Pauline will be there 1, 3 and 5 with some new shows for you, so make sure. Oh no, it's changed. It's changed. I've just seen it. Who changes these things? These are destination hours, people. Pauline will be there tomorrow at the different time of 2 and 4. So go catch that. She's going to be bringing you some Hunky Dory essentials, including some brand new designer essential card blanks. So don't miss it. And then next up on Hunky Dory TV, as I said, I may have, mentioned earlier on, Super Saver Man will be here. Myself and Super Saver Man will be here with some incredible deals. So make sure you're around to stock up on some essential goodies at the end of the month. So it's a goodbye from me, and a goodbye from Kat.
Bye.
And a goodbye from Gemma. Goodbye. And we will see you all again here tomorrow.